What up, everybody, and welcome to Creeps of the Crypt. I'm your host, John, along with my esteemed co-host.
Other Alan. What's up, guys?
See,
Glad to be back.
He has to wait and do that because, like, I'll do it sometimes, and he'll be like, okay, he did it. Or I'll do it, like, 2 seconds after. Like, Other Alan. One time I think I did that, right? Like, I said, it's... I'm your host, John, along with my co-host, and I stood quiet for a while, and then he didn't say nothing, and then right before he said it, I was like, Other Alan, and he was like, But anyway, here we
that's
are.
One of the kinks of the podcast.
Yes, not seeing each other, knowing when the next one's going to talk. I think that's also makes it interesting, because I can see why a lot of people do videos instead. So we're here to talk about, this is episode 11. Is this 11 or 12? What about episode... What episode number are we on?
I think we're on 11 because, if I'm right, because the last one you posted was 10 a few days ago. Or the other
No,
day.
we're on 12. The one I posted,
12? Okay.
the one I posted today was 10. The next
we're
one's
catching
gonna be
up already. Yeah.
the next one will be 11, which will be Three's a Crowd, which we already did. But we haven't talked in a long time since we did that one. I went on vacation and came back and enjoyed myself. For the first time in like 20 years. Well, that's not true. I went to Costa Rica once, and that was the best vacation I've ever been on in my life, I will say.
That's good, man. Yeah, it's been a bit. I remember we recorded that, I think, prior to you doing your vacation. I think I was driving out of town to LA for a show.
It was before that. It was before that.
It might have been. Yeah, so... a good amount of time has passed because we're already so ahead of the videos you're putting out.
I have the last episode already as a drop, but you won't hear it. But they can hear it. So this is for people. I think I added in the last episode also. And I said this was my favorite drop in the episode. I said I have to have it as a drop, so I put it as a drop in the last episode, and I saved it, and it's on my computer. When I go live, or if I ever go gaming live, I'll just play it, and people will hear them. But
the clip from the episode.
Yeah.
You fucking whore!
That was a good scene.
Yeah, I love that. That's my favorite. So I was like, I need that drop. That drop is great. Poor guy, he died. He was such a good actor. Creepy. He should have had a better career, to be honest, but it sucks. It ends up looking like Gary Busey, and it ends up hurting you, even though Gary Busey was gonna have a big career. Buddy Holly was like his breakthrough role, and like supposedly they're like, oh my god, this guy's amazing, and I think he crashed his bike and became like a walking vegetable. So
it sucks because I think if he was in the right role at the time, he could have definitely blown up and been in a lot more stuff. I'm surprised Gary Busey's still alive compared.
He has a kid. He has another kid. Not Jake. He has another one. I forgot what this one's. I forgot this guy's name. This kid's name. But he's a Busey. He was in a movie called Cobweb. That.
Jake Busey, right?
No, Jake Busey's the older son. He has another son. He's a little one. He's like 8 years old.
Yeah, because I'm looking through Google trying to find...
Cobweb. Look up the movie Cobweb. You'll find his son, Luke Busey.
Cobweb, you mean?
Yeah, his name is Luke Busey.
Luke Busey. Oh, okay. Another Busey kid. I didn't know.
Yes, he's the third.
I see the resemblance. Yeah.
Yeah, you could see it, especially in the movie. It's crazy. As soon as I saw him, I was like, no, right? Like he looks like he must be. Then I looks like Luke Busey. I said, oh, he must be Jake's son, right? I said that's crazy how strong the genes are. That's Gary Busey's grandson. No, it's Gary Busey's son, and he fucking looks just like his dad. It's crazy, but that movie's a good movie. I was going to.
I hadn't heard of it till you told me.
Yeah,
so
well,
check it out.
I found it through another group of reviewers online. It's a very, very good movie. I highly recommend Cobweb. But anyway, speaking about that episode, because I see why we're talking so much and prolonging the inevitable is because the inevitable will be a 10-minute review of this episode.
Yeah, and we thought the last episode, Three's a Crowd, was a short one. This one just felt even shorter.
Oh yeah, this
mostly because it was nothing much happens
at all. And the thing is this sucks because it's Teri Hatcher. See, so right now I'm watching the second episode is playing. It's called The Sacrifice. So I believe that's this.
Yeah, The Sacrifice is one I'm looking forward to talking with you about when we get to that one, because I remember watching it back when I was into it.
And I did not
into watching the show and took a break after season 5. But yeah, that was one of my interesting ones. So yeah, I'll see how I feel about it when I rewatch it.
But so Kim Delaney's in it.
She was in NYPD Blue, I see.
Was she? Who was she in NYPD Blue? Let me see this.
It looks like she first.
Oh, Diane! That's who she is. Diane Russell. No wonder. I'm like, why is she looks so familiar? You know why she doesn't look exactly familiar? Because in NYPD Blue, she has curly hair. She played his girlfriend, Jamie Smith's girlfriend on the show. Anyway, I'm talking about Kim Delaney again. We're watching the second episode because we just finished watching the first episode, and we were talking about before recording this because it was like it's such a short episode. It's like Jesus, like what the fuck. And by the way, like these two episodes have like the perfect bad guys, both of them, to be honest, because Miguel Ferrer, who's in this episode, is great. He's just a great fucking shithead. Every blank check, you know. But
yeah, the classic blank check, RoboCop, and
RoboCop.
He's on Twin Peaks too. So
yes,
I like. I've seen him in a couple things.
But what I was saying to Alan before was that was that Kim Delaney has that personality, or like she's hotter than Teri Hatcher in one sense. Teri Hatcher's hot. It's hot as hot can be, especially this episode. But Kim Delaney's in the next episode we're going to talk about after this. And not this episode, episode 13. So she's obtainable. Like I told him, I was like, if I was saying the right things at the right time, we were at a club somewhere, I could end up going home with her. She would be like, yeah, I'll go home with him. Like that's obtainable, right?
Yeah, that's part of the appeal for some of these actresses. Like Teri Hatcher's too hot. Unless you got money or Jeff Bezos, that's the only chance you got.
Yeah, you got to be either extremely wealthy or look like a model that belongs on like I don't know, some Italy fucking 1950s.
Think her and Dean Cain hooked up?
No, I don't think her and Dean Cain hooked up. No, she was too hot for Dean Cain. Like, he's like, I'm Superman. She's like, shut the fuck up. The show's called Lois, The New Adventures of Lois and Clark. No, Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. But still.
She had a bit of, I don't know, but if star power is the right phrase, I don't remember that time the show came out. She's been in a couple of things prior already.
I mean, that's a big deal too, though. Back then, having an actual
before she really got big with the Desperate Housewives shows.
Yeah, that was her third big hit. Like she has like 3 career hits. I guess
she made appearances on Seinfeld and stuff, right? And then she was in a James Bond movie in like '97, right? Like Tomorrow Never Dies, I think it was.
They're real and they're wonderful. Is that what she say? Or they're glorious, something like that. I don't know.
Something like that, yeah.
I haven't seen Seinfeld in a while. Anyway, I fucking... So, yes, Teri Hatcher I would not even approach. So that's why there would be no point. Like, it would never happen. I would see her at a bar, go, there's no chance I'm fucking her. So let me look around here. What other pigs are in this bar?
She was in an episode of Quantum Leap, your show, man.
Yeah, Teri Hatcher. Teri Hatcher?
Yeah, Teri Hatcher.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh, season 1, episode 2, Star-Crossed. She plays Sam's wife, Amanda Alisi. Well, Sam didn't know they got married. He's trying to get them. She's trying to mend her relationship with her father because he believes that's why she stood him up at the altar. So he goes back in time. Well, he doesn't know that. He just ends up meeting her. It's like a second leap. So the second episode. So she's a big deal in his life. But anyway, so yes.
With that being said,
obtainable.
We prolonged the episode.
Yeah, not obtainable, and like I try to make this as long as possible because this episode is short as shit. The episode we're going to be speaking about today is episode 12, titled "The Thing from the Grave." It's episode 6 of season 2. It first aired on May 8th, 1990, and was directed and written by Fred Dekker, who has directed another movie I haven't seen, Monster Squad. A few things he has that I have not actually seen of his, but from all the episodes he's written on, he worked on a lot of fucking episodes here, the first season at least. I think he should be.
All through the house and all through the house he wrote, right?
And
wrote that one.
Only Sin Deep. He wrote that one.
Season 1.
You know, I think he wrote.
And then the other one, which we'll get to later on, the season is the Lower Birth episode. I think it's what I'm seeing here. IMDb.
Yeah. But this is, I think.
We'll see how you feel about it. I know you say, yeah, we'll see. I won't spoil
We'll see when we get to it. Alan was saying, you would think that, like, the last episode we were saying is so short. You know, you would think, like, there's nothing happens in this. Like, the next episode is longer. The one after that I don't like, supposedly. Which I remember not liking when I saw it. So I might have to rewatch it a fourth time. Now that I know Danielle's in it.
It starts off with him reading some of the Play Dead.
Yeah.
Get it? The Playgirl, the Playboy. Of the ghouls and sexy ghouls. Yeah, this one I thought this episode, well, the other one was short. And there's been a few of those we've watched since season 1. There's been some that are really short or feel short. And this one, I think, definitely felt like more like 10 minutes than 18 minutes after all.
Oh God, there's like nothing because there's no talking, and there's really no talking. The episode is basically Teri Hatcher plays Teri Hatcher. This actor is playing a photographer who wants to bone her. Fred Dekker probably hired her, and then he didn't even get her naked on the bed. Like, what? How do you get so fucking fucked there, Fred Dekker? I mean, like, you think you're the director, right? You direct Monster Squad. How did it not work? More people should have been kissing his ass on set. That's what that problem should have been. That day he should have had all ass kissers on. Like, he should have a list of all the employees he has, and like, okay, these are all my good workers. I need to get the shit done. Okay, these are all the ass kissers that will have the worst day ever, but they're gonna be kissing my ass and making me feel great all day, right? All right, I'm gonna use my B team to come over here and make me look like really great in front of Teri Hatcher. How the fuck did he not? I mean, we got an almost naked nude scene, I think, in Tango and Cash, but she might have been, very anti doing nudes. I don't know. Are there anything? To be honest, it's surprising. I've never even looked. That's how intimidating she is. Her beauty is so intimidating that I've never decided to Google Teri Hatcher naked. Although I think I might have seen.
I think that was probably a reason why. There's sometimes you just can't always get these actresses that got some class, or they're working their way towards.
I don't know.
To show something, but it's usually the ones you don't ever hear from too
Teri
much.
Hatcher.
I know we've had a couple of good. Besides the Amanda Plummer nipple scene for you, that's the
closest
we got here.
Someone
that's got some history in their filmography.
Anyway, yeah. So she's a stupid model, and this guy's a photographer. He's like me. He's like a creepy weirdo, but not fat. So he's just like a weird bum. He's like taking pictures. Like, this is my camera. This is what I do. I love it. This is great.
He just plays the stereotypical photographer.
Then he's got I was watching this and going, these are all actors. Everybody in this scene right now is an actor. And Fred Dekker, you deserve better, because this is pretty bad. Considering like you were attached to a lot of good shit in the first season. So your ass.
Yeah, that guy, the guy that played the photographer, was really bad.
Oh.
I wanted to go back real quick because to the beginning of the episode after the whole Crypt Keeper monologue. It's like a fast forward, and then it's him driving in the middle of the night in the dirt
Oh
road,
yeah.
And then he encounters Miguel Ferrer, yeah,
It's even
and
worse.
shoots him,
It's
and
even worse.
his acting was the worst. He getting shot twice in the shoulder, like nothing.
No, not only that, it's like that's another thing too. Like, what the fuck was Fred Dekker thinking? Because, like I said, he wrote the best one on All Through the House, directed by Robert Zemeckis. He wrote Only Sin Deep, directed by Howard Deutsch, Deutsch.
For sure, I don't know. I'm not sure what the thought process was on this episode. It just felt like probably a deleted episode that decided to throw in there as filler between that last one and then the next one after this. I don't know.
Oh,
Just didn't. I think he's done better, and I'm not sure what the reasoning was. Going with the script and keeping it as kind of simple as it was. I mean, the only really upside to it was, I mean, Miguel Ferrer was really good in it, and he's good in everything.
yeah,
Especially in the esteemed cult classic Blank Check.
yeah. So yes, greatest movie ever. Where the actual the woman was into it. She was into this little boy with all this money. She was like kissing it. Like, what the fuck is going on in this weird, disgusting movie?
It's the kid's fantasy.
It's a kid's fantasy, yeah. Every kid's like, yeah,
kiss an older woman.
blank check with $1 million. $1 million is gonna buy me a house, and get the fuck out of here, kid. Miguel is the best. I didn't even know he was Spanish. He was finding that out made my day. That took more time than this show did. Discovering he was Puerto Rican took more time out of my day.
That definitely that investment in finding out was worth it in this episode.
That was great.
For me listening to you telling me he was related to George Clooney.
Yes, he's cousins. They're cousins.
Another one.
George Clooney and him are cousins. So I was like, what? His Rosemary Clooney is his mother. I was like, wow.
It's just such a shame because it's such a wasted talent on this really kind of nothing episode. It's a waste of his talent. I don't know what they were thinking.
I think it was Fred Dekker's probably trying to bone Teri Hatcher, and he just didn't realize.
Like to get to the meat of it, I guess it's just Teri Hatcher plays a model and has a kind of an abusive, controlling boyfriend, which Miguel Ferrer plays. It's like he's kind of like her agent, I guess, and they're engaged. And the episode starts off with them, doing a photo shoot for some Japanese beer. I guess they have some weird advertisements over there, so it makes sense. He was holding like the Japanese beer.
That's what I was gonna say. I was trying earlier, like about an hour ago. I kept rambling. He talks about the stupid. He goes, they're all actors. Okay, so this is even Fred Dekker. Really, he probably lost it here. He probably went crazy. He's all trying to get Teri Hatcher. Watch, we're gonna find Discovery. So. Yeah, he was trying to get Teri Hatcher so badly, and she wouldn't even do a naked scene. She was like, "Get out of here! This guy you hired sucks dick." Right? He's not even a good leading actor. Why am I attracted to this idiot? He looks just like you, Fred. Why would I be attracted to this fucking some shit? I don't know, but this.
What's that site? What's that website again that people use that celebrities use to they get sent requests for videos? Is Teri Hatcher
Cameo.
We gotta ask her.
I know, right?
Episode.
I should ask her.
Or Fred Dekker. Were you trying to beg?
Yeah, were you trying to beg Teri Hatcher?
So I understand. I appreciate the effort, but
you know what? For a second,
it cost you a good episode.
I forgot we do a podcast where people can listen. I want them thinking of. I'm saying, oh yeah, Fred Dekker want to fuck. Like I don't have any information about this. People.
No, I mean this is just for comedic purposes, people.
Yeah, I was just saying
our humble opinion. A good way to pad out the episode, but I'm trying to understand.
Well, I mean, listen, Fred Dekker was a talented fucking director. I mean, I didn't see Monster Squad. I hear great things. I got some like people go, "How the fuck have you never seen Monster Squad?" And I go, "I've never seen it." And then they go, "Oh, it's so good." So and he did. Didn't he do Night of the Creeps? No. Yes, he did. Fred Dekker did Night of the Creeps, and I love Night of the Creeps.
Yeah, so it's coming from a place that because he's done better. This is why we're very puzzled as to why this episode was so lackluster, because he's done better. In general, and also his
he
work
did
on
RoboCop 3. Okay, he did RoboCop 3.
I don't remember anything past RoboCop 2, and to this day, yeah, RoboCop 1 is all we ever needed.
Man, I can't believe
after that, it just sucked. No, I hated RoboCop 2 too. That was not the best. Was RoboCop 2 the one with the gangster that put his brain in some robot or something? Or was that the third one? Because if
I
it
don't
was,
remember.
then I'll take it back. But yeah,
I think I remember.
first RoboCop is great. Miguel Ferrer was in that one too.
Yes, he was. That's how it ties all back. So
That's funny how it tied together. Yes.
Yeah, yes.
But yeah, on this episode, yeah, that's kind of like all we got so far. And they have a moment. The photographer and Teri Hatcher have a moment. Stacy is her name in the episode, and I mean it's kind of really forced, kind of like so like they could be hooking up or have a relationship, but they just barely met. They're just doing a photo for that day. And he gives her this amulet that he said like some blind lady gave her. It's like some kind of amulet for truth or something. I forgot what it is.
Oh yeah, that's supposed to be
the term
the
he
reason.
used, and
they didn't even focus on that. Like
it was very just half-assed. He just gave her some
yeah,
weird-looking amulet that's might be important later.
This was focused on sex. That's what it was focused on. This episode was.
That's what I'm saying. The only good thing about it was
And then he didn't even.
I
show
guess
it.
directing wise was the scene where they're like she goes over his studio and after he just gives her a key. He's like, hey, I know that guy's a shithead, so how about you come over my studio
What a
sometime?
dick! Yeah. As a kid, I go, well, he didn't do anything wrong. As an adult
Right.
now, I'm like, get the fuck, you deserve to die.
He's
What the fuck you
taking
sticking
it
your
back.
nose in? You could see this girl naked all you want, and supposedly, okay, we're gonna have a closed set now. Only the Japanese guy want to see some sushi hand rolls on your breast and your vagina area. So hold on, come over here. You have to get naked. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm saying that for the purpose of the episode, not the actual Fred Dekker story, bullshit story I'm making up.
For all we know, that could have been some weird Japanese photo shoot there, for sure. But all we're giving context is some photo shoot for marketing of a Japanese product.
Oh,
and I think it was the beer because the guy with the glasses was holding.
What I was gonna say is that earlier that this is how Fred Dekker thought about all writers to put this. I think Fred Dekker hasn't done shit since this. I think this is like the last thing. Something happened on the set of this, right? Because like his career he was on a trajectory for good things.
It might have just been RoboCop 3 that they did it for him.
Maybe that and RoboCop 3. I don't know because he had Night of the Creeps should be higher rated. If Night of the Creeps is this low, and people were telling me I should see the Monster Squad, and that was like a huge hit of the '80s, then this is going to be much higher, like rating wise. You know what I mean? Like Monster Squad's got to be like very high, and they rated this episode, 8, 8 out of 10. I don't know about that. But anyway, yeah. So he gives her this stupid necklace.
That's the other ones. Oh yeah, the stupid necklace was that was introduced, and then somehow Miguel Ferrer finds out that they maybe got a thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Not really clear, really. All he did was kiss, and that's about it. I don't think they didn't get to bang yet.
No, they didn't get to bang.
But yeah,
actually no, they might have banged.
Like,
she slept over that night.
Yeah, it's just he was there. For
it was like
support.
it didn't.
He
can't direct. I don't know. Yeah, that guy was a terrible actor. He gets shot in both arms, and he's just like, oh, and he turns around and,
that's what I'm saying.
And runs off screen like a fucking zombie, like, like get the fuck out of here, this shit. Oh, how
the writing was weird too, because Miguel Ferrer was telling them, you remember the 10 Commandments written in stone, and it's like, thou shalt not sleep with another man's wife, and then he says like, thou shalt not kill, and then he's like, fuck it, he just shoots him.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you were planning on shooting him. I don't know what was all this dramatics and dialogue. After they, have that moment. He gets a call at his office, and then that's where we go back to that beginning, where that fast forward where he kills him.
Yeah, he thought he was being
he's
cool.
digging him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw this movie called Pulp Fiction.
Right. It definitely felt like he was trying to emulate something like like a Tarantino dialogue.
Sundance.
But it just wasn't great.
It's the future, man. And it's the future.
Yeah, he goes back over to gaslight Teri Hatcher about. I was like, what was I heard? I kind of know about this guy in you, but I know we haven't been good together for a while. I've been a dick. So he's gaslighting her up, and it's like, how come you haven't heard from this guy? If you think there might be a potential, well, because of course we know. Yeah, he just killed him in the previous scene. And she goes back to his place, the studio, and then listens to the voicemail box of him knowing that they were had a thing, and then Miguel shows up from behind her and ties her up. I guess it seemed like he was gonna have his way with her before he killed her, and then there we go. We got a nice shot of the burial site, and where the photographer is a zombie. Yeah, it's a zombie episode here. It felt like the ones where we were watching, like how it would end in one of the Creep Show movies. Not sure. It was like a weird blend of things there, man. I don't know. It was all over the place.
What, this episode? Okay.
Yeah, the episode just felt like it was just like I thought maybe something different would happen, but it just kind of ended in a very easy, cheesy way with him coming back from the dead as a zombie, and that's about it. Like the zombie guy, takes him back to his burial site and just buries him alive, with him, and that's kind of how it ends. So it's very lackluster.
He couldn't even get her in a better bathing suit. He got her in the worst thing.
Yeah, and the lingerie she was tied up in.
No, not even that. I'm talking earlier on when he did doing the photo shoot. Like that's supposed to be on a beach, and yes, the necklace is the supernatural thing. But then he's so pussy whipped. It's just a pussy whipped episode. That's all it is. It's a pussy whipped episode. All these guys are pussy whipped. This guy's so mad because he's got the hottest piece of ass that everybody wants to fuck, and he's so insecure. He has to beat her, and then he wants to put her so people can take pictures of her. No wonder she's probably wearing that stupid, ridiculous. She probably has to. She probably bruises in the back of her neck and shit. Fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, it was just very, very, very half-assedly put together on the whole motivation. We didn't get a whole lot of context besides just
she
him
got
being
big
a dick.
feet.
Big feet?
Yeah, she got big feet.
Are they on Wiki Feet?
No, I didn't know there was a Wiki Feet. The other day I found out. I was like, there's a Wiki Feet? I was like, what the fuck is this shit? But this girl, I just saw it, right? You're not watching my screen. But yeah, I don't know. This guy's a dork. I used to have those glasses.
No, I missed it.
He's a fucking nerd. She's gorgeous. There's no way.
Yeah, a guy trying to bang her, and the other guy was a jealous boyfriend. It's just pretty much the episode. He didn't get any nudes.
He didn't even.
From Teri Hatcher.
He didn't even.
From the series, it's been known to have some nudity there.
I know. How terrible. This is the. I was like, this guy shows something. I mean, Demi Moore. No, it's Demi Moore. Leah Thompson. I don't think. These are. I don't think so. Teri Hatcher back here. Then you go maybe. It's HBO. It's not television.
Well, the context of what the episode was kind of surrounding.
There's no dialogue. There's no talking. These people don't even talk to each other. This is all done. He found out he's gonna adapt and he could work with her. And I'm sorry, Fred Dekker, if I'm incorrect. This is just my story, my make-believe story. Okay, this is what would happen if it was me. All right, I wanted to bang her so fucking bad. I did everything I possibly could in this script. I spent enough time with her alone. I wanted to rehearse lines with the two of them. And can you believe it? She wouldn't even bang the actor playing me. She wouldn't even bang him.
You wrote the character inspired by him.
Yeah, I wrote the character. He's inspired by me. He essentially
just wanted something to jerk off to later on. It just didn't happen.
I needed an avatar. I had to watch it. I couldn't do it myself. Yeah, he probably jerked off so hard when he did that lighting scene with the two kiss. where he kisses her in the
That was like
background.
the only cool part of the episode.
Yes.
Like that was like the most style. I guess interesting directing and stylistic choice was that part. You know, them walking towards each other with that like desert sunset background.
Yeah.
And then the cool kind of lighting of the curtains or the shades, the window shades on her when she was talking. But that's about it. That's really the only thing that stood out. That was somewhat creative. Everything else was just kind of by the numbers.
I was originally watched it and I'm like, this nothing happens. And I'm rewatching it, I'm like, it's not that nothing happens. It's nothing good happens. She was in the leather shit and you let you're an idiot. Then you bring her to your place and bang her. While she's dating somebody else, you deserved it. Everyone who hears the story is like, oh yeah, fuck that guy. He deserved it.
That's what I'm saying. He's taking advantage in her moment of weakness and abuse.
Look at
It just seems like, it's just too far-fetched for any of this to happen.
Not just that. It's more far-fetched because look at him and look at her.
Especially that stupid necklace.
Yeah, that necklace is ridiculous. It's a love.
Yeah, he bought from the swap meet.
He doesn't. We don't know if he bangs her.
No, they just kissed, and that's about it.
I mean, that's all we know.
That's all we're given. So I'm gonna just take it at face value. But you know what? I could see that too. Yeah, maybe there was some time that passed, but then they don't make it clear.
Yeah.
It just kind of happens pretty quick. That's kind of like the nature of the show. Sometimes.
Such a waste.
Fill in the blanks
There's a lot of wasting time of.
Oh wait. They do bang because there's a scene I'm watching now. They're kissing, and then I think Miguel was jerking off, filming them because you see a video, like a video, black and white, like that they're getting recorded, and he takes off her jacket.
As Miguel does.
Back.
Miguel gets off on the pain. I don't know. What does he get
he's
off
playing,
on?
He's playing Ben Affleck's character in that recent movie he was in with Ana de Armas. That he was playing a cuck in that one. Like he was killing all her guys she was cheating on him with.
Is that really what Ben Affleck was doing in that movie?
Yeah, that movie.
Really?
You gotta watch that one. Yeah, that guy, that one like dark-haired guy from American Horror Story was one of the guys she was banging. That's what it was. It was it was Cuck the movie, and then he was killing all the guys she was banging.
That's hilarious.
While he watched, so it's like it's not like he didn't know about it. He knew about it, and she would do it in front of him.
Yeah, and he'd be like, when she would do it in front of him, he'd be like, "You fucking whore," as opposed to when he would get mad that she was doing it in front of him and he knew about it, and he'd be like,
You fucking whore!
Yeah, so that's kind of that's what it reminded me of. Now that we were talking about that, now that I rewatched that scene there, it's like, oh, did they? And it kind of, I guess it gets alluded to because he was taken aback by it in the car.
The best thing about this episode is probably Miguel Ferrer and Teri Hatcher working scene together. There's it probably brought her up a little bit. He's a good actor. It's hard. I mean, he's like one of these actors that you just know his face, and then you know whenever you've seen him in, he's been in good things, or at least he's been good in them. So he's a talented actor. So you know that the scene she got to work with him in, that's a plus for Teri Hatcher at the time. I think this is right before or during the epitome of her career at this time would be Tango and Cash. So I think this is right around Tango and Cash. Actually, this might have been after. Poor girl. You know, that's kind of also fucked up too.
It was a few years after him and RoboCop too, so I would assume that was a big hit at the time.
Yeah, 87 was RoboCop.
And this episode was 90,
89,
so 3
90,
years after.
It came out in 89. It was made in 89. Or a few months before, or a few months into 90. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Could have.
I mean, yeah, that's really all it was. I mean, they had a lot of people that we know from that era of movies and shows on that show, because they filmed a lot of the stuff in LA, I think, in the first season or two.
Yeah.
So they had a lot of like access to a lot of the great actors there from that time frame of the 80s and 90s.
Oh, they had great people working on it. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like and I see this guy, this name, and I see him involved in so much of the stuff of Tales from the Crypt, like last season, and behind.
Well,
the
and also,
scenes.
yeah, I mean, around that same year, I think that's when Twin Peaks came out in like 1990. So he was a part of that show during that time too, which became a big hit. So
Big
that was a
hit,
good rub off of having him on. But that's kind of summarizes the episode. Photographer comes back from the dead as a zombie, and he takes him down to the grave and buries him alive.
A simp comes back, yeah. Fell in love with her.
Simp zombie comes back.
He probably got his fingers wet. Maybe he did get some. Who knows? It wasn't good enough for her to move in the next day.
I hope he did, at least before he died. You can at least say, at least go to your grave saying you banged Teri Hatcher.
Well, it's not Teri Hatcher, it's whatever the actress name is.
Or the actress that looks like Teri Hatcher.
Yeah, but but she's a nobody, right? She's just like there's a bunch of girls like this. Teri Hatcher's kind of short, and she managed to make it. It's interesting when you think about it, especially considering actors. It's so funny how they say models have to be tall or whatever. But then, like actors back in the day, actors were mad short. Stallone, fucking Michael J. Fox. These guys are like 5-something, like 5'4". 5'4".
Times talent takes you far.
5'4" is tiny. I don't think Stallone's that tiny. Stallone can't be 5'4". Hilarious. Michael J. Fox, he's like 5'6".
Google says he's 5'10".
Who, Stallone?
Stallone.
Yeah, and heels. Yeah.
With the right heels, yeah, he'll get him up a couple.
Yeah, he's 5'10", all right. Yeah, got some good fucking Giorgio Versace fucking. Yeah, she's barely in that fucking nightgown at the end, and she's just tied to a bed. Did he just jerk off to this? Like he just took a bunch of pictures. He had now his video collection. He goes home.
Yeah, that's true. Like why would he? Because he never uses it against her in any way. Like why was he filming them in the car? Like he could have just gone up there and killed them. Like why did he have to go through all this? I guess he wanted to keep her and gaslight her, even though she cheated on him. Because seemed like he was even gonna plan on killing her until she went back to that guy's place and heard the voicemail that, that clearly shows he was involved of his disappearance, right? But why would he film it in the first place? I mean, they never got referenced again. But yeah, that must be it. It might just be jerking off to it later on.
Even the effects look shitty.
It's
the zombie effects.
Not the greatest either. Yeah.
No, like compare that to Till Death. We just
better.
saw Till Death in this season. We just saw like the best, one of the best. Best. And then we saw Dead Right with that fat suit, which is pretty amazing. If it was in 4K, I would just say, I'd be like, oh shit, this is pretty good, And now we're watching this shitty fucking mannequin. It's on a body. What is this? I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Anything they did here, he must have been real high. He's like, we got a cabin, dude. Let's go to a film. We're gonna have a great time. We're gonna film this piece of shit. And you know why it doesn't work? Because he did this scene already once before. He did it better. In Night of the Creeps, he did something just like that. Mm-hmm. And then
I don't know. It seemed like maybe it was him trying to pay homage to Romero, but
what the fuck
even then, that's just a stretch for me. Like, why would they? Why would they end it this way instead of ending it in a different, interesting way? Or they just needed to rewrite this whole story in general.
Yeah.
I would have just rewrote this, but I'm guessing this is just something that got left on the cutting room floor that they just had to put out because those two were in it. They're the only ones that were known, Teri Hatcher and Miguel Ferrer. So
yeah.
That makes the most sense to me, so I'm just gonna go with that.
Yeah.
What would you give this episode? What's our rating here?
I give it a 1. I was gonna go 1.5, but no, I would say 1.
I would say, yeah. I mean, it's like I'm probably gonna give it that similar rating to. I mean, that's the lowest I can go, because
Yeah, one.
It was something. It was something, but there was not much of anything.
It's more insulting because there was money. There was money there. They have locations that they shot at. I don't know why. There's some semblance of a story, and it just came out to be like I don't know. Just it seems like a desperate attempt. And he's the writer and the director of this episode. It's like they gave him a shot, and this is after he did 2 successful films, and then for some reason like it just fell apart. It's like I don't know if this is the script, if this is what the fuck happened here. Sorry, Fred Dekker. It's sad to say.
Yeah, it's hard to make excuses for it because like
I'm making a bunch of stories and everything.
Yeah. This is just kind of us trying to make it interesting because our theories are more interested in this episode. It's just the way it came out. There's like I'm trying to understand why this was made. I thought it was good. Either they were just pressed for time and they had to get something out quick, or it was just one of those. The episode was so shit they decided to not air it. Maybe as the pilot, and then they decided to air it in between.
Get a sense of time. It just feels like it's the 80s. Like the other episodes, they managed to make you like.
Yeah, it does nothing to set up an establishment, like set up a vibe, set up a tone, set up
nothing,
location, nothing. So it's what it is. It's just
like,
very
fucking there.
No layers. It's like a single layer. We get 3 actors that work off each other, and everybody else is just hanging around in the background.
Yeah. And then the one actor that they were like, she said she'd wear a bathing suit. She is wearing a bathing suit, dude. That's not a fucking bathing suit. It was just so whack.
Regardless of whatever backstory we can try to make up, there's just the product speaks for itself. This episode just sucked. It's funny because I prior to us even talking about going back as far as 2 episodes ago, Till Death, I thought. At first, when I first saw it, when I was getting into rewatching the show, I thought that one was a bad one. But rewatching it again, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Yeah, this one was is so far this season, that one's pretty bad. The Thing from the Grave is
the worst one.
That's the worst.
I think that's the worst one. Yeah,
season.
Yeah, right. This season, I think that is the worst one.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna.
Three's a Crowd was much better. Three's a Crowd was much better, and then Cutting Cards also. Yeah, Cutting Cards also was like that was like this was a bad one. A Thing from the Grave. Ugh. It sucked, dude. It sucked. The Sacrifice might be better. I know it's longer, and there's more. There's longer. There's more going on in it.
Yep.
So I'll have to watch it again to see. As of right now. Fred Dekker, your episode's the worst episode of season 2. It's competing. It will be the worst in season 1. Because I already said why. You just look at it and go, well, Mary Lambert didn't have any budget or anything to really work with. She was doing like a regular TV show. Your show, it was just so boring. It was just so blah. I don't know.
Yeah, compared to the last episode of season 1, I think that one even though it wasn't that great, it's better than this one.
Yeah,
there was something going on.
Yeah. Yeah, this one was just like.
It's disappointing because like he wrote the one of our favorite episodes from season 1.
Season 1, yeah.
All through the house. Yeah, this one just felt very uninspired. Nothing really to write home about. Just felt like a filler episode to me. And who knows what happened behind the scenes? Maybe there's something there that caused it to come out the way it did, but we just only can speak about what we just watched, which is kind of just the worst episode of the season.
Worst episode of the season.
I think I can easily say that for sure. It's a shame because it had good talent behind it.
I would just skip over it if I was somebody. If I was recommending, I was like, just skip over this one.
Just skip that episode.
Just skip this episode. I used to think Three's a Crowd was the skippable one. It really isn't. It's more. It was known what they did. The music was right. Nothing catches you in this episode. Mm-hmm. Also, it was just like nothing there. Just that one scene catches you. That I'm pretty sure somebody had a bottle of lube next to them when they were watching this. Call him Fred. Teri, call him Fred.
That's a deleted scene. I love you, Fred.
Yeah, right. That's why there's no scenes. You can't use any of the footage. They're all fucking glued together. What? The film's all glued together.
Teri, can you say, even though this movie hasn't come out yet, this is a giant cock?
Yeah, right. What? That's not me? Yes. You should have been her, though. How many roles Teri Hatcher could have gone for and gotten? Which her beauty was just too frightening. Well, she was older, too. But she could have done the Julianne Moore part. She probably should have done the Julianne Moore is another one that likes to show her titties. Anyway, these are that was this week's episode, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know how many times I had to chop that up and just I cut that.
It really broke John. I think we went through many different directions with this one.
I like I like how it went.
We just try to make it interesting because this episode wasn't.
That episode sucked balls, and that's about it. That's all I can tell you. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Is it the worst episode of this entire season? I don't know. I think there's going to be worse. What sucks is that
it's up there from my recollection.
If I have to next week,
there's another one worse.
Yeah, there's another one. I know there's a few. Oh yeah, there's two of them are worse, I think. This was interesting. We were excited to see where the direction that was going to go from here. We were excited to see that, especially since I was so surprised. I like Three's a Crowd now compared to that. This episode was terrible. All right, I will talk to you guys. This was a bad one. This is real bad. When they do a bad one, they do it real bad because they had so much potential. And it's like, oh, you really failed. And it was a good writer. Why you have to always, and I like a writer that always fail me. Kevin Williamson, he failed me when he did Teaching Mrs. Tingle. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? What is this shit? Which was, I think he also took that from another movie or a book. It was like, I think the original script was Killing Mrs. Tingle. But then people would have thought it was a horror movie. And because he was known for horror movies, they would have went to go see it. It would have made millions of dollars. And they were like, what the fuck is this shit? All this time just for Katie Holmes to show her fucking nipples and get it on with this fucking kid from Seventh Heaven? Yep. And some Meryl Streep's? No. Helen Mirren's in that. Yeah. I was a fan of that fuckers for a long time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the podcast.
We'll find out on the next one.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. We'll talk to you guys.
No, go ahead and end it. I was going to add something, but it was unrelated.
Oh, yeah, the shirts. Yes, copy shirt at ghostcrusadersmerch.com. It really helps us out. Anyway, we will talk to you guys next time when we review the next episode. Duh.
Peace. Giggity goo.
Later.